Live from digital address GA0992539 in Kukumem, Accra, on DSTV channel 421 and Go TV channel 144. This is JoyNews Interactive. You can follow us or like our page on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're JoyNews on TV. I trust you had an awesome and restful long weekend and you're ready to kickstart and enjoy the rest of the week. I am Apita CBD and welcome to the show. Now let's talk about change. We all want to live in a better Ghana or even a better world. We want to leave a better Ghana for the future generation. But in your small corner, what are you doing to improve the country? Or are you waiting for the leaders to do something? Who leads the change is the question I'm asking you today. The citizen or the leaders? Are you leading the change or you're waiting for someone else to do it for you? When you see someone littering, for example, do you call them out on their behavior or it's not your problem? I'm going to open the phone lines for this one, 030221169112. Who leads the change, the citizens or the leaders? But before we take your comments and we take some of those calls, Deputy Chairman of National Commission for Civic Education has said that the needed change for development of Ghana must be led by citizens and not politicians. Catherine Addy recounts that history is replete with examples of how citizens came together to form and build nations. Now, the citizen conversation on Joy FM is motivated by the many underdeveloped sectors of the Ghanaian economy, despite flowery promises from political leaders to fix them when elected. Let's hear from the Deputy NCCE boss. All right, we'll come back to that, but let's see if we can we'll apologize for that, but let's see if we can hear from Chief and host of That's My Opinion on Joy FM, Nana Ansako, speaking about leading the change. Let's see if we can put that video up. All right, cool. While we wait for it to drop, let's go to Facebook, because I've been asking you, who leads the change? Is it the citizens or the leaders? And you've been answering me. And Parkwesi says the citizens rise through the ranks to become leaders. In other words, the citizens make the leaders. So the citizens must change first. At Najib Ibrahim says, we the citizens, because we get affected by most by the unpopular decisions of the leaders. Unfortunately, on our part, our constitution has given us supernatural powers to select or elect leaders periodically. And Sharif says, I think we should be asking who determines the direction of the change. There has always been a difference between the national interest and the interest of leaders. All right, let's go to our first caller on the line, and that's Ofosu. And we're asking you, who leads the change, the citizens or the leaders? Good morning, Ofosu.
Good morning.
All right, so give me your answer. Who leads the change, the citizens or the leaders, and why?
In the first place, who is even a citizen? What is the difference between a citizen and a leader? You know, before a change can be effected, because unless the citizens themselves carry the thing, even the leader himself is a citizen.
Okay.
So before we can make any effective change, in whichever way we want it to be, it must come from the citizens.
Okay.
And the citizens must be angry enough for that change.
All right.
Without any political color.
All right. Thank you so much. Ofosu says we should be angry for that change. Let's go to okay. Let's go to that was Salim on the line. Let's go to Ofosu. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my sister.
All right, so tell me, who leads the change, the citizens or the leaders?
I think the leaders, because everybody needs someone to lead. When you're born, you teach your children how to do things. So if we have leaders, the leaders must lead us towards a purpose.
Okay.
But if they say the citizens, how can I just get up and start doing something that, I mean, they have institutions that are supposed to do those things. So I think we are the leaders. I think it's the leaders. They should let the law work. Those who are in charge of whatever, they have to do it.
Yeah.
Because if you are in the house and your children are misbehaving, and you think because they are human beings, they should just go on, and you don't correct them as a leader of the house, I think they will go astray. So we need a leader to hold this country together.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Both of our callers are saying that the leaders must lead the change. But let's go back to our Facebook and see what you have been saying on that. This one was from Sharif, who says, I think we should be asking who determines the direction of the change. And Raymond, Atiba, and Solom James think both should lead the change, the citizens or leaders. All right. Before we took the callers, we wanted to hear from Chief and host of That's My Opinion on Joy 99.7 FM, Nana Ansakwa, speaking about who leads the change.
In the wisdom of our ancestry, me as a chief of Edumasa, I don't have an ounce of power. I have absolute authority. The power then is broken up and is given to the ministers. So in any area that I need to operate, I need to operate with the chief involved in that area. And for him to also use his power, he has to come and get authority to use that power.
So there's a balance.
This is a balance. So in our ancestry, all these things had been thought of and checked. It's impossible that me, the chief, you give me authority and power, I can do and say as I please. So you wonder that why is it that in this computer age, there are Santihinis or Chenhinis and their Komuhinis are still surviving? Because it is woven into the fabric of the people.
Yeah. Wow.
In fact, yesterday the youth were demanding that they want to find out where their education fund. They wanted the chief to come and account on the education fund. And also there's been some teak that's been cut and they wanted the chief to come and account for. The same youth, if you were to tell them to campaign against the DC, they will be reluctant. But because they understand what this thing is, they're asking the chief to come and demand. All
right, let's go to our phone lines and we're going to Gambaga. Both of our callers are from there. We'll start with Hamid Rashid. Good morning, Hamid.
Yeah, good morning, madam.
All right, so tell me, who leads the change, citizens or the leaders?
I think there is a key word there, which is lead.
Okay.
So since it is all about leading, so the leader should always influence the leading. So there should be someone who should lead so that the citizens will follow. If the citizens themselves come out to influence a change without a leader, I think it won't be effective.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Should lead while the citizens should follow to let the leading become successful. That's what I think, madam.
Okay. Thank you so much. Now let's go to Bright, and he's Bright. Good morning, Bright.
Good morning. I found that you are finding it difficult to call my name.
Well, not really, but Bright. Tell me, who leads the change, the citizens or the leaders?
Just like the name on your screen, it is lead. So actually it's the leaders, because the citizens do not have the power. It's the leaders who have power to lead. Yes. But it must take the citizens who have to drive the leaders to be able to lead.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's... Okay.
Yeah, but remember, our president said he wanted, citizens and not spectators. So in being a citizen, you're also being a leader in your own way. Do you understand?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I accept that leaders, citizens are also leaders on their own way. But what I'm trying to say is that we do not have the power. The citizens don't have the power. Okay. But they will have to participate. Okay. You see, and drive the leaders to be able to lead them. By adhering to whatever the leaders say, and the leaders who also listening to the citizens. That's my perspective.
All right. Thank you so much, Bright. Now let's go to Yendi, and Yusuf Abu is on the line. Good morning, Yusuf.
Good morning, sister. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. Who leads the change, the citizens or the leaders?
I think that our offer is a citizen. Because there's the leader, there are few there, over there. So we, citizens, we need to up our game, because you have assemblyman, you have a district assembly. Especially, we need to put pressure in the assembly, because the local level, we are local people have to pay the taxes through assembly. So if you are a citizen, you refuse to do your own assessment. Make sure that you keep your own environment. Make sure that assembly they deliver their core mandate. The Constitution gives them power. So if you are sitting down here, you don't know how to do your right, your constitutional right. How much more the politicians can favor something for you? Don't do it. If you do it, the civil servant they will sit in top of your development. So, my sister, let me say hello to your poor presenter, Gifty. And you yourself. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Yusuf Abu from Yendi. We really appreciate your calls. Hopefully, maybe a lady can call in. We'd like to hear from you. You know, we're trying to make it 50-50 and make it a balance. But let's go back to comments and see what you've been saying. Kofi says leaders first before citizens. And then Wellington says, it's the citizens' duty and responsibility to lead. That is Wellington says, it's the citizens' duty and responsibility to lead. And Waris Abdullah says, the leaders are supposed to lead the change, but unfortunately they have failed us. I think it's now time we, the citizens, do some overhauling in terms of our mindsets in order to lead for the leaders. To rather follow towards to desire positive change we wish for. All right. And he says, hashtag, let's change our minds, set to change for real. Raman Lera says, first we need to change our mindsets before we can change this country. That's a very solid point, because it's the same thing with the littering and pollution, is that before we can do anything, before we can put dustbins on the roads, before we can do cleanup exercises, we need to change our mindsets. We need to change our attitudes. Do we have a caller on the line? Orbit, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. So,
yeah, Mabito,
yeah.
Yes. What I want to say is, I think the leaders need to inspire the followers, right? So the much of the work depends, yes, must depend on the leaders.
Okay.
All right. If you're a leader and you can't inspire a change, then you're just wasting our time. Like this person is doing, he can't inspire the people, and so yeah. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Albert, for that. Okay, let's see. Do we have any more comments about that? Who leads the change, citizens or the leaders? Hassan Said says both, but the leaders have more power for the change. All right, let me go to our last few callers on the line. Jonathan, good morning.
The upper East region.
Jonathan, good morning. Did I lose Jonathan?
Hello.
Hi, Jonathan. So,
good morning, madam.
Yeah, so tell me, who leads the change, the citizens or the leaders?
I think it's both the leader and the citizens. On the part of enforcing the laws is the leaders.
Yeah.
But on the behavioral side is the citizens. Why do I say this? You know, I have never seen a minister or anybody throwing garbages anyhow. It is the ordinary people. Most often than not, you see our ministers and, big men, they have everything at their disposal. They have dustbin in their houses, their offices, so anything that is not decent is put there. But we, the ordinary people, we lack so many amenities and so many things in our houses. We are the people. I'm talking of throwing of garbage.
Yeah.
Yes. These things are done by the ordinary citizens. They don't have toilets, facilities, and so many things in their houses. And so they throw the filth anyhow.
Let me ask you a quick question. Who's responsible for putting the toilet facilities in the citizens' home?
Yeah, I think it is.
All right, so I think we lost Jonathan there. Let's take our last caller, and that's Prince Teta. Good morning, Prince.
Yeah, good morning.
All right, so tell me.
I believe you are doing well.
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Yeah, this is a great topic on the board, and I think if it could be repeated time by time, so that we will know how best, what to do and what not to do, and who is supposed to do it at the thing is that we have an individual power to lead ourselves, and we have a corporate power that is being invested in chosen persons to lead us. In this country, we have a sovereign rule, individual sovereign rule, that we have invested in particular persons to lead us, so that we will not live haphazardly. We will not be doing things anyhow. So if those people that we have invested the power do not utilize the power to lead us, it means there's going to be a chaos. In order to cut that chaos off, that is why we have invested our sovereign will in them, that they will know what to do right. They will think in our mind. They will have the vision that we have. That is why we invested that power in them, so that they will do things right.
Yeah.
They are servants. And when they see themselves as servants, that is why they generate their...
All right, it seems like we lost Prince Teta there on the line. Thank you so much for all your callers. Hopefully next time when we open the phone lines, we can get some few ladies, you know, chipping in some of their opinions. We'd really appreciate it. But on that note, I'm going to take a quick breather. We'll be back with more. Welcome back. You're still watching JoyNews Interactive with me, Mapisa Sibidi. You know how to continue the conversation and join the conversation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're at JoyNews on TV. Now, before we took the break, we were talking about leading the change. Who leads the change? Is it the citizen? Is it the leaders? A key word in that question is lead. And so, by default, you are pushing the blame or shifting the blame to the leaders. But I believe there's a leader in each and every one of us. So don't sit back and just say, we'll wait for the leaders. They must lead. Be the leader. Rise up. Let the leader inside of you wake up, yeah, and lead the change. On that note, I'm going to take Tuesday Thoughts on Twitter. Let's see what people are thinking about on these Twitter streets. We'll start with Standard Cats, who says, hustle until your haters ask if you're hiring. And Wrinkle says, once you start replacing negative thoughts with positive ones, you'll start having positive results. At Daisy's Days One says, silence speaks, but only when others listen. Hashtag Tuesday Thoughts. And at Feel the Nature says, strong minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, weak minds discuss people. Hashtag Tuesday Thoughts. With the photo attached, people are probably not happy with their lives if they're busy discussing yours. At Apova says, when the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. And Jimi Hendrix said that. Hashtag Tuesday Motivation. And this one is from Ed Rohit, who says, when confused about making the right decision for yourself, ask what advice would you have given to someone else in the same situation. Hashtag Tuesday Thoughts. And at A_A Milan says, we played almost exclusively outdoors. We played in the woods and in the fields. We climbed trees and pretended to be monkeys. We paddled in the river. We laid in the barn and we played in the barn and the stables that had once been art of Koch Farm. Yeah. Choose their thoughts. All right, on that note, I'm going to take our video of the day.
What's this, Tommy? What's this? Are you okay? Watch it. No, he thinks it's so funny. His face is going red.
I mean, if that doesn't put a smile on your face, I really don't know what will. Or maybe this yellow dress will put a smile on your face. But that's how we wrap our JoyNews Interactive here on JoyNews, DSTV channel 421 and Go TV channel 144. Continue the conversation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram where JoyNews on TV. Send us all your messages and anything and any opinions you have on JoyNews on TV, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Enjoy your day. I am Mapito CBD.